Hey y'all, it's your girl Nosy Gang, and I had to get back on later. This time I got my right headphones. I know my video earlier was like a little staticky because I had like this little Sony headset in, and it's like when I was walking around and talking, it was just when I heard that playback, I was like, oh my God. But I didn't feel like going back over recording because what I wanted to say, I had got all out. And you kind of like, what did I say again? And all that. So I was like, nah, I could just make another part. Anyways, let's get into now that I done watched the detailed interview and all that. It's just a few things. I like the way she interviewed because she said, how can you be friends and like pictures of someone who claimed to have went through some type of abuse if you've been through it yourself? And then she was speculating, well, um she was just claiming it, basically saying that she was just making that up and she didn't mean anything by it. And come to find out, it won't true. So, but they didn't say that. They didn't ask you that. They said, "How could you, with the accusation being like that? How could you go like pictures? Because you was being petty." And then it was so many stories of how they met. Right? Remember, it went from, oh, she was being my nurse and she was right. So that lets you know that she's already a liar because she was sitting up there riding that wave at first of being the nurse. Remember before he took her out on a date and he was like, y'all, I've been talking to the nurse and I've been thinking about wanting to take her out on a date. But in reality, he was trying to find out a way to bring her onto the channel. You guys been talking. You said 5 months, right? Wouldn't that be? Wouldn't that be May? That wouldn't be July 4th. Y'all would have been talking in May, like right after him and Erica broke it off. And my thing is, you guys probably was just talking here and there. But my thing is, you told her you was talking to Crier. Talked to him for 1 week in March because he still say he has something going on. But the fact was, you still, as a woman of your nature and the woman you claim to be, when he said he had something going on, you should have immediately cut it off. Why was you still talking to him for that whole week? I mean, I'd be like, you still got something going on. And there's no way you can say you didn't know this man, even though we all know the truth. But during that time, he was making videos. And I'm pretty sure you seen that video when he came out in April saying there was people trying to break him up. But then right after that is when you guys started talking again, right? There's no way Crier was single for 6 months with all of this going on. He was talking to you in the background and you was going for it. But for the type of woman for you to be, that type of woman right there would say, hold on, is everything straight between you and her? Do I have to worry about you and her getting back together? Because I know it's still fresh. You guys just ended a relationship. It seemed like you jumped on an opportunity. Because most women, I mean, I can't speak for most, but I'm the type, if you guys just got out of something, and I know how relationships can work, and I know y'all pattern of how y'all sit up there, get into it, but then y'all end up right back doing videos together, I'm going to be like, you know, I'm going to fall back and make him chase. And you got to make sure it's really over. But you had your agenda and you hopped on it. Now, I also like how the lady that was interviewing came and said, asked when you guys met. Like I said, you was a nurse. Then it went from him meeting you in the store, then now to an academy. What academy did y'all meet at? Because when I think of an academy type thing, I think of like maybe a school or, you know, a training. I mean, like something where you go learn something at. How did y'all meet at like some academy? No, y'all met from social media. But anyways, once she said you guys met and all that, then she brought on, and this is the thing to see how you gonna get caught up in your lie. See, they knew what they was doing. They was working their way up on seeing if you was the person who you say you was, that's honest, that's the spiritual, that can't do no wrong, Miss Goody Two Shoes. And then right after they asked, you when you guys met, and have you known of him before you guys met? No. I wasn't even on YouTube, around that time. But J. Michael exposed that and say you made that account in 2016. And the fact that your brothers have channels, you mean to tell me you won't on YouTube? Girl, stop it. Just stop. They was catching you in your lies. And then once you said that you didn't knew him or heard of him until he, made a pass at you and was liking your pictures and you found out who he was. That's a damn lie because your kids were aware and you was aware. I mean, I wonder, I know how we have internet detectives, but if someone knew of her, we could have found out. Like, I wish they can show when a person has subscribed to that person. Because who to say she probably was subscribed to this man all along. Probably didn't make comments, or hell, we don't know. We might go back on older videos and find comments. Now, as soon as they said that, that's when the interviewer came and said, well, someone sent to me a post that you made in 2020, and you were saying how you hope this storm pass over, and you act crier. And then all of a sudden you don't remember that post. Girl, I know, you know how when somebody catch you in some shit and you probably want to grit your teeth like, this shit, the hell she wrote this shit. You know how you, oh, she was not expecting that. Then she tried to say, nah, not at all, I don't remember that. No, that just caught you in your lie. Then the fact that she said the last straw was when, because she was like, oh, it was a few times where, he had me sitting there looking confused, like, basically, like, is he for this relationship, or, what's going on? What am I doing wrong? Or, something's not adding up, or something don't seem right on his end. And then you go to say that the final straw was when Erica came out with that video. She was like, how would, this woman would know all this, and I ain't never, had no conversations with her. I don't know of her, ain't talked to her. Girl, you keep getting caught in your damn lie. You never talked to Erica, right? But when she came out with that post, and then Crier made his post, and she said, what did you do? Straight back him up. This girl is not lying. I done had plenty of heart-to-heart conversations with her to give her advice and, and try to uplift her because I was also a victim of domestic violence. But you say you never talked to her. That's why she said you want so Miss Perfect, right? But you never talked to her. Also, guys, do you remember when I guess Erica came out with that? Crier made a video and he was doing a prank video, and I forgot the name of the prank, but it was right when all this was going on. And he had her in the car and he said, there's people that's making videos about me, making threats, sending threats to the emails, and, calling my phone, and, we got an individual that's saying all this stuff about me. She brushed her hand to the side. Like, ain't nobody worrying about that. And she said, anyways, but that was the last straw. But you was seeming very unfazed. That, oh, I don't care about what she's saying. My relationship is 10 toes. I'm standing 10 toes down in my relationship. There's nothing that's breaking up this relationship. Like people said, you took that as an opportunity to run. Because I said people can work through, words. Now, if she has some evidence of recording them being in bed or having relations or something like that, now that's something to leave. Or if she had him recorded saying, you want to, you missed this, you want to come in the house real quick? I mean, Dion still asleep. I don't want to wake him up just yet. And if you catch him saying some stuff like that, like, he sleep. I mean, look, ain't nobody got to know. You think I'm going to tell? If you think I'm going to do you like that? Like, I know I have made videos before, but Damien, I ain't going to do you like that because I got a situation going on too. I'm dealing with mushmouth. So that, like, if I end up doing something, you can end up going to mushmouth and telling mushmouth what I did. Yeah, but I ain't gonna tell her. I just want to see if you were gonna take the bait. I mean, I could understand if she had him on recording saying, let me hit or something. Yeah, that's ground rules to leave. But for the way how this played out, girl, you was a rebound. And then, like everyone was saying, 3 months, well, from how you put it, July 4th to now is 3 months. But then you say 5 months, so that's seeming more like May. That is still too early to be doing what you was doing. Like I said, y'all, she studied those females and vowed to be different. Like, as I told y'all in my previous videos, all of a sudden when she made her debut on YouTube, we known of y'all going on a date. Next thing y'all know, y'all made it official. And then what gets me is if you go to Facebook, now she's saying July 4th, right? But before they broke up, and I should have screenshotted it. They had their relationship as them starting making it official on September the 1st. I kept saying, I'm like, okay, because it had her and Crier, and it said in a relationship September the 1st. Like, when did y'all actually get together? Like, what is the truth at this point? But, you know, looking at you guys' videos, we always said something is off here. It was too good to be true. Like, sometimes they say when stuff is too good to be true, it actually is. But then sometimes it could be just you actually came across a good person, and we are so used to seeing Crier with toxic ass females that when a good one comes along, it's like, hold up, something ain't right. What what's her motive? And then as we see, like, okay, maybe she don't have a motive. But then in the end, you did have a motive. But the way you came in, like I was saying, we see you go on a date. He take you on a date. He do, bring you flowers and do a little prank on you. And next thing you know, you a YouTube star. You know how to handle the camera and all that. You got your greeting lined up. It's like you practiced for this. You was just waiting for your moment to get shine in. And then it was the fact that he always mentioned your Instagram every time. Like every damn time. He wouldn't even say nothing about Darion channel, but he was always mentioning your IG. And in the background, you was liking that shit because it was building up a fan base. And then sooner or later, it was going to come to this YouTube. And then you could just sit up there and make a post and say, hey, my loves, come, I got my channel. Because people was already subbing to you at the time when it was just under your name before you changed it to your creator name. I mean, you had your damn name and all that crafted together. Hell, you had your banner made in the skies. Make me a banner. Can you make me one? I mean, I seen you the details and all that since you studied it. But what made me realize, because I even said it in my I said she might be on the cray-cray side because if you guys notice, now it makes sense to why Crier was acting the way he did, how he would sit up there and downplay when she would be like at the end, I love you, baby. Oh, I love you. And then, when they went out to the arcade and all that, she was doing all them extra kisses and he was taking the kids out. And, she just kept saying, I love you and giving him millions of kisses. And I know he probably was like, okay, damn, like, you've been a little bit too extra. It seemed like when this camera come on, let me go ahead and get into my character. I gotta get into my character. Hey guys, I's back. It's me, Latoya. He don't know that I'm really here for my agenda, but I just want to make sure you guys like me because I know how you sit up there and you guys attack these other women, but I's here. Like, you had to put on that smile, put on everything, and then let me just be the most lovey-dovey person so I can win these people over. So when the shit come up, because I know he has drama, and I know he's been prone to drama, and the way these subliminals is going, this girl Erica could blow at any moment. That firecracker could pop at any moment. And when it does, and when he start, circulating, I could come with, oh, I'm not about to go for all this. And look, I said I don't like drama, and it seems to me that you still got some things that y'all need to patch up, and I'm out. But it's that easy. Like the lady said, you was claiming all this love stuff. Oh, I love you. You was even, and Remember when I said she came in with that video when he was up there talking about, how he misses ex, and she was like, that bald headed little girl. You know you was making shots at her. But you claim to be this saint. But if you was the type of woman that you said you was, why would you even take a shot like that? Hmm? But you guys remember when she came in, she was on the phone, and then he was like, "Oh, what's up, baby?" And she was like, "Nothing. My cousins and them want to know when is the wedding." And he looked up like, "What?" I mean, that probably gave him like the eyebrow raise, like, hold on, she keep talking this, wedding stuff, this settling down stuff, and we ain't even been together for a year. So I could see why maybe his feelings weren't all the way invested because he didn't even, 100% know if you was actually there for him or there for an agenda. And then you guys know every time she would say I love you, he would try to, come to avoid saying it. Well, can I get a team Damien? Oh, you're not gonna give me a team Damien as to throw it off like, look, I'm not ready to say that to you yet. But then I guess she said it so much that, he was like, well, let me just say it back because I don't want her to think that I don't care about her or something like that. But once that camera would have went off, I would have said, look, you know, I have love for you, but Latoya, I don't think we've been together that long for, it to be that in love stage. Now I got love for you because we talked for a while, and I like your personality, I like your vibe and all that. But I'm not at this in love thing. And she may have felt some type of way, but sometimes you got to keep it 100 with people. Like, you scaring me because you're doing all this love shit, and we ain't even been together that long to be claiming love. Like J. Michael said, and like I said, it was a little too early. Then the fact they made a video, not a video, but in the interview, they said something about when he was calling Crier Daddy, and then now that he's out of, his life, that he's been acting out. Acting out? Like, what do you mean? He ain't even been around that long to be sitting up there to be acting out, throwing tantrums, throwing fits, because he ain't around unless it's because he thought maybe, oh my God, my mom is dating the Prince family's dad, and then maybe one day I can meet my idols and all that. And then now that the fact that the relationship didn't work out, and the dude's up there calling, did you tell him to call Crier Daddy or something? Like I said, y'all, you never know if that was jabs at Erica, because remember, Erica has always made points. Like I said, she knew who the fuck this man was, and she knew about their relationship because she would sit up there and try to make points like, oh, he loves my kids, and they was calling him dad because Erica said that he didn't really care for Kim like that. But then you got these kids now. Now her daughter, she strayed away from that. You didn't hear her say nothing like that. But then what is it, Ligarian, something like that, calling him daddy at an early stage. I mean, that makes me think if you get with somebody else, are you going to be sitting up there? He's your daddy. Did you really think that you guys was going to get married or settle down or something like that? Even if so, that is still too early for a man, not for a man, for a young boy to get used to a man and go ahead and call him daddy. And that's not even a long time frame. Now, stepdad, after maybe y'all dated for like 2 or 3 years, yeah, okay, he could say he's like a father figure to me. But at that early stage like that, no ma'am. That makes us look at you like, girl, what type of woman are you for you to be sitting up there and having that boy call him dad? And then you know how some kids are at a young age, they'll start to really, grow feelings for that person. And then when that person exit or walk away, it's like, well, what happened to him? Or am I gonna get another daddy? That's why some people be like, oh, I had a whole bunch of daddies when I was younger. I had a whole bunch of uncles. Like, that don't sound like the type of woman, that strong spiritual woman, because a woman who carries herself as a strong-minded person would already know to not have their son to be, like J. Michael said, let alone even have that man meet your kids yet until it is the right time, until you are comfortable with him. And it don't seem like you was that comfortable with him because it was that easy for you to leave. She comes off like, oh, I'm this motivational speaker. And what's crazy is I felt like she studied Erica and watched Erica because remember in the beginning, before Erica, started getting in tune with Crier, when she had that shit going on with D, she mentioned how she wanted to appeal to the youth, that she wanted to be an inspiration and that she wanted to give advice, even though ain't nobody taking none of her advice because what we see that you have done and the bridges you burnt, you're not at that leader stage yet. You still got to get to know you first. But I felt like now she's like, oh, well, my subscribers and them, they're motivated by me and they're in tune with my spiritual girl. How easy is it for to go on Google, find a quick inspirational quote and then just copy and paste? You are not who you say you are. You imposter. You are imposter. And then talking about, when they were saying, oh, you were liking Mooker pictures, she was like, well, I like a lot of pictures from YouTubers and all that. But let's get back to it now. You say you don't go on YouTube like that. For you not to know this man, and you say, I don't really go on YouTube like that. So how you go from not going on YouTube like that to be liking, oh, I like a whole bunch of YouTuber pictures. Girl, you knew about this shit. You knew about YouTube. And you wanted to participate in that couple side of the YouTube streets. But why is it only when I like Mucker's picture that people got something to say about it? Because it was just some damn drama going on. That's a messy ass situation. You knew that that girl was dealing with him, and then all of a sudden their shit ended because of what played out on the internet and what she went back telling Crier, and then that made Mucker feel like, hold on, you sitting up there slandering my name, giving me a bad name in these streets, and this could potentially mess up my reputation. And then you and Crier in there, end your relationship. And then you go to proceed to start liking shit from Mucker. Oh, I see positive men doing things. No, girl, you being spiteful. There's a lot of people in Texas, I'm sure, that is doing the same type of moves that's on Instagram, Facebook, and all. All you gotta do is search for them type of groups, and then you can like them posts. But to personally signal out Mucker, you're trying to be funny. You kind of still upset at the fact that you got played and you feel like you got to get some revenge, but you sit up here and say you not for drama. Oh, I don't want that type of stuff on my page. But like J. Michael and I said, if you not for that type of drama, why are you sitting here going and making these interviews with people who's like might as well in the same stage? Well, they got more subs than I do, but their views is around the same as mine. Why are you going around doing these interviews then? And each time you sit up there and say it when it's pertaining to Crier, that's gonna draw attention. If you was that type of woman, you wouldn't even be trying to do no interviews. And then what gets me is when the interviewer is like, so before, the situation happened now, and, would you still have had his back? And she hurry up before the girl could even finish, her sentence. No, 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 because when you step outside a relationship and, you lose my trust and all that, you won't hold him down from the beginning. Because let's just say if Erica didn't, you don't know how that question was going to end. If Erica didn't never say what she said about your condition, would you still have stood up for him or had his back? You didn't even let her finish or nothing. No, That already lets us know that you weren't really for him from the beginning. Because how you could have rephrased that, well, if she never came out and said nothing like that about my condition, then yeah, I would have still stood up for my man because you were here making accusations, and him and I know that you came to us crying and being extra hysterical and all that, and then come to find out it's not true. So yes, I still would have stood up for him. But you hurry up and claim that. No, Then, the fact that you come up here and also say that you haven't spoken to him in 3 weeks. Like she said, how does one go from being so in love and talking about settling down, looking at houses and all that, to just cutting off all contact? Love don't sit up there and go away that easily. real people who are, really experienced love and all that, it takes them a while to sit up there and move on, and they're not going to be interested in nobody else. They're still going to have that person heavily on their mind. Yet they may be more upset, and it may hurt them when they think about what that person done and what they said, and to have it played out on the internet. But for you to be claiming all this love and then you just cut off all contact, don't call them, no nothing. How come you ain't sitting up there sending positive vibes his way? I mean, say he's tried to write out to you and you just sat up there and looked and left him on red. That's why it seems suspicious to us, because you were sitting up here playing this, oh, I love you, oh, SpongeBob, come here, baby, and all that other stuff. And then you go to just making your videos and, keeping your content coming like, y'all give me some ideas. Give me some ideas for my content. Like as if you already had this shit planned out. Because if you want to say what you want to say, like we all say, you could have made an Instagram post and keep it moving. But for you to sit up there, I don't know. People may be different, but I know if I was sitting up there with someone and we broke up and all that, I would still be sitting up there like, how could you sit up here and do this to me? Why'd you sit up there? I know you're going to probably try to lie about it, but how could you? I would be writing him because I would be wanting to know the truth for some closure. Like, did you even really care for me as I cared for you? Like, how could you sit up there and betray my trust that early, and you know what me and you talked about, sitting up late night just talking about our future plans, and how could you mess that up? But for you to just sit up there and let all of that go, that let him know alone, and the people alone, that you just another one of these girls that use him to get some type of clout, because that's what it's looking like. Except you made what he said about, you're not able to have a baby because it touches some women. Because like he said, some women can't have none, and then they have to go adopt and do all that. And then they can relate to that. And they're like, oh, girl, he was wrong for that. Let me keep up with your channel. You grab the audience because you roll that way. You probably don't feel no type of emotion behind that. But you can sit up here and also play this victim woman like Erica be doing and get people to be on your side. But what the people don't realize, if they listen closely to your answers and the questions that's being asked, you are a complete liar. And I only want to know what's going to come. Because you petty, you claim you don't like drama, but you as petty as everybody else, you as messy as everybody else. And it was going to raise eyebrows when you started following Mucker. You knew people was going to sit up there and catch notice of that. You know that. And that's what you wanted. So you could come up there and try to find some content for a video and explain your reasoning. And people go over there, with views. Like I said, make a clickbait ass title or something. But I bet you won't give me that interview, because I'm going to get to the nitty gritty. I'm going to be the ghetto interviewer. Girl, let's just cut to the chase. I want to know why you was telling this man you love him and y'all weren't even together that long. Like, are you one that fall hard, or, are you one of those crazy loco women? Just let me know what type of person you are. And then be like, but hold on, you claim to be the spiritual woman, but can you tell me why? Because to the viewers, it feel like you doing stuff out of spite by you following Mucker, knowing that, him and Erica have ties because they have a baby on the way. So what are you doing stepping into his DMs or even on his page to like pictures? Knowing that, that's Erica's man. What did you feel like because she talked to your man? You going to sit up there and like something of hers? But you say you're not a drama person. That to me says drama, LaToya. Can you explain that? Can you also explain how you say you didn't know this man, but proceed to sit up there and write him in 2020 and then think your past was going to come back to haunt you? But I'm like, how you don't remember writing him, girl? That seems like you're just trying to hurry up and sweep that under the rug. Because I would have been like, LaToya, I think you just told us a lie, because, you say you didn't know of him, but how? How could you say that when you was writing under his post? on IG. And who's to say if we go back and backtrack that we won't find more, you know, comments that you written. Can we just end this interview because I gotta go get my kids and all that. Nah, don't run, bitch, don't run. Answer the question, because people be quick to run when you start getting to the truth. But anyways, guys, thought I had to make a part two. I hope my audio was better. It should be. I care about your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think about the interview if you've seen it, whether if it was on Gangsta Emoji's page or at like me, J. Michael, because I like his feedback. And let me know what you think her agenda was. Let me know if you guys really think that she loved that man. Because to me, I just think it was too early. How do you guys feel about, her 8-year-old son calling a man daddy that won't even in his life for a full year, let alone longer than that? She probably was sitting up there saying, um, Being and them, that's your brother. Your older brother's Damion Prince. Like, why was you putting them in this fairy tale type of world, girl? I bet you was sitting up there saying, we gonna get married soon. We gonna be married into the family. That's gonna be your big brother. And he could probably help you with your YouTube. And, ain't no telling what she was saying when he wasn't around to make that boy, for him to be acting out like that. But anyways, guys, if you rock with me, hit that subscribe button. I care about your thoughts and opinions, and you guys know I will reply back. Thanks for rocking with me, Nosy Gang. And I'll see you guys in another video. Love you guys. I'm out.